What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of T Mike React. We got some crazy video that's circulating the internet. And listen, let me start off by saying these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything you see or hear in these videos. Do your own research. Without any further ado, let's get into the video.
Everybody is getting sick now, especially with the food. If you're a snacker and you love to eat snacks, you're gonna watch this, y'all. This is beyond disturbing.
How they really make the snacks you eat every day? Once you learn about this process, you might never buy them again. First, illegal factories secretly collect expired products from supermarkets that should have been trashed. Then they open packages, dump expired snacks into huge grinders, and pulverize even rotten, moldy items. Next, they add flavors, preservatives, and dyes to mask the foul smell and look of spoiled food. Using molds, they shape the mixture to look like new snacks. They print fake production dates on packages and seal them to appear fresh. These snacks then end up in markets and stores. Customers, seeing low prices and bright colors, buy them unaware they're eating garbage.
No thank you.
Alright, so I took the other sample in and...
Alright, this guy is talking about that fog that was over California. He apparently collected samples of it.
I've been collecting more of this particles in the fog or whatever the substance is, and I put it in here and I got a shiny light. So now you're getting kind of a look straight at the stuff.
Look oily.
It's definitely like an oily texture, and it is on top. And I do have like a magnifying glass, but I don't think that it's going to work. But see them bubbles on top of that moisture? The moisture collects in there, and so do the particles.
What kind of a fog? How is...
See, like this
How
stuff.
is that in fog?
I don't know. It's like
Is it
people be saying like glycerin or glycerine or something. I'm not sure, but I know that this might be why everybody's getting sick. So, crazy fog of 2025. Thank you.
71,716 VHS tapes, 9 apartments, and 1 woman who saw what was coming. There's a documentary called Recorder, the Marion Stokes Project, and it sounds impossible until you research and realize all of it is true. It's about a woman named Marion Stokes who spent 30 years recording television nonstop because she believed that someday people would try to rewrite history. Beginning in the late 70s, Marion pressed record and she never stopped. She used multiple VCRs to record up to 8 channels at once. Everything from CNN to Fox News to C-SPAN to talk shows, even the commercials in between shows. While the rest of the world was watching television, Marion was archiving it. She rented and filled 9 apartments in Philadelphia with tapes, over 71,000 of them. She said she was saving the truth. Television networks eventually delete their footage, and she knew that these tapes could prove.
First of all, the foresight of even thinking that is incredible. But I wouldn't mind getting my hand on some of them tapes. Y'all know if this is real or not? If y'all do, let me know in the comments below. And by the way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment how you feel about these videos.
Have you guys seen Doomsday Map? They came out with a map that looks like this.
Wow.
This is America. They do like the whole world, but this shot is of America. This lady, her name is Peggy Bolton. She did some really fun research regarding the Doomsday Map. She compared with what this map looked like. She compared that to the land that Bill Gates has been buying. All
Shut
the
up.
farmland. He is the majority farmland owner in the United States right now. She took the map of the farmland that he owns and overlaid it onto this Doomsday Map. Every single dry land piece was occupied by his farmland, including California. So California is basically completely underwater, but there's these little pockets of islands. See those? That little one right there, that's one of his farmlands.
Yep.
Like that compared to like Zuckerberg. Oh, because on this Doomsday Map, Hawaii is completely fine. And she talked about how Jeff Bezos is also buying.
Wait a minute. These people have nothing to do with agriculture, but they buying up all the farmland. Is that a message? Are they trying to have control over the food as well as the medicine and travel? Y'all let me know.
Up farmland around the U.S. that all correlates with like these high points in America.
That's bug, y'all.
Nah, is the world really about to end? So you have Dubai, the desert. Allegedly, the governor in Dubai is telling the residents to stay inside as it's about to be heavy rain set. Nah, y'all, I'm talking about the desert though. Do they even get rain? I know AZ, we the desert, but we get some rain. They say these motherfuckers don't get no rain.
I find it funny how the first Terminator movie came out in 1984, and it was about a guy that came from the year 2029 warning us about a future war with AI robots. It's 20.
Hey, is that going back to where that lady was saying that life is what's on TV? How the Simpsons is always talking about stuff before it happens and eerily accurate on like the majority? I'm just saying, y'all. Terminator movie, iRobot. Think of what Elon's trying to put in everybody's house now. These iRobot robots. I'm just saying, y'all. Are they telling us something?
25 now, guys. 4 more years left. 4 more years. How did they know in the year 1984 that AI will even be out around this time? You know how. You know how. What is that about? I find that very funny, guys, because it's 2025 and in 4 more years, it's 2029. And you see what's going on right now with AI. Ain't that kind of suspicious?
I'm just
In the
saying.
year 1984, they already knew that the future would bring AI. And they talking about a future war with AI robots in 2029. That's not true. You know why? Because this video is for entertainment purposes only. And that movie just happened to be a coincidence that we're now dealing with AI, but we're not really dealing with nothing bad. AI is the best. I don't know, guys. I don't know about this one. Let me know. I'm out.
Underwater alien advanced civilization. Now, the video is captured in Chile.
Oh, hell no. This got to be AI, right? This can't be real. This got to be AI.
I didn't film the video, but I'm going to show you because I want you guys to see. Now, a lot of the original comments on the original video, people say it's a school of whales, or it could be orca, which are whales, and a bunch of different other sea creatures. But once you see this video, not going to lie.
Show the video.
Welcome to part 2 of the real reason that we invaded Iraq, because you and I have been lied to our entire lives. In part 1, we talked about how an archaeologist discovered the ancient city of Uruk in modern-day Iraq, and then he discovered the tomb of Gilgamesh, and coincidentally, a few months after, we invaded Iraq. Well, buckle up, because this goes so much deeper than just his tomb. Now for this video, we have to go back to the days immediately following the flood, and this brings us to Genesis 10. Genesis 10 is the genealogy of Noah. Genesis 10:1 tells us that the three sons of Noah were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Down it says Ham had Cush, and then Cush had Nimrod. So Nimrod in the Bible is Noah's great-grandson. Now why am I talking about Nimrod? Because Nimrod is Gilgamesh. In the Bible, we learn that Nimrod established a very large kingdom. He was essentially the first king of the world, and it also says that he ruled over all of the other sons of Noah. Now, because of this, there were many different peoples that would write about Nimrod. It was their personal account of who Nimrod was. The Babylonians wrote about him, the Assyrians wrote about him, the Hittites wrote about him. It says even in Palestine, tablets have been found with this man's name on them. He was obviously the most popular hero in the ancient Near East. And of course, the Sumerians wrote about him in the Epic of Gilgamesh. We go back to Genesis 10 to find out about Nimrod's kingdom. This is Genesis 10:8. And it says up at the top, he began to be a mighty one on the earth. We'll go back to that verse later. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Said, like Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. Verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. That's southern Mesopotamia. From that land, he went to Assyria and built Nineveh, and there's more. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce them. Let's bring that verse to life a little bit. Here is a visual of Nimrod's kingdom. Down here, we have the Tower of Babel. We have Uruk, where he was found, or Erech in the Bible. The city of Ur, which is actually where Abraham was born, and then the land of Shinar. So, pretty large kingdom. We're going to go back to Genesis 10.
I don't know if y'all saw that little glitch or whatever, but I think they're trying to stop me from getting this information out, y'all. Hang in there with me.
Or camera lens trick. You decide. But let's talk about it. A lot of people have been capturing the sun and the lens flare having all sorts of little hexagonal dots in it. Okay, so I went out there today with my new iPhone 15 that I got this week. And guess what? I captured the hexagonal shapes. They're all in there. But like I said, I got a new iPhone. So I grabbed my old iPhone today, and I went and I captured the sun, and no hexagonal shapes. So what does that mean? Is there a sun simulator up there, or is there some sort of trick going on with it? Because there most certainly is a NASA US Gov document patent talking about a sun simulator. And when you download the file and see that there are things that look exactly like people are seeing in their lens flares, it does make you wonder if something like that is or was up there. Now, in my opinion, there's not a sun simulator up there right now, and that these were just caused by a camera trick, because same day, hexagonal shapes, no hexagonal shapes, different iPhones. And when you look in...
I don't know, y'all. What y'all think about that?
Don't buy that VCO TV from Walmart for $128, guys. Don't do it. I've been hearing a lot of complaints about it. A lot. People are saying that they're selling those VCO TVs for $128, but when they get home, they got to scan a QR code, which then says they got to pay $70 to $75 just to get the TV started. What's the point of that? And people are saying that VCO can't do nothing about it. What you mean you can't do nothing about it? Is your TV? Whose TVs are they?
What?
When you really think about it. Listen, guys, people are upset. They saying that they got scammed. I didn't get scammed. I was just there. I seen it now. And I looked at it, and something said, don't do it. And I'm glad I didn't. But there seems to be a whole bunch of people on TT complaining about it, guys. Don't buy that VCO TV for $128. I don't care how good that deal sounds. Not only that, guys, you got to scan a QR code. Who knows what happens after you scan that code? Who knows? Because I wouldn't know. You know why? Because I wouldn't even get that TV. I would have opened up that TV and it would have said scan a QR code. I would have brought it right back to the store. This is what people are saying. They seem very upset. Like I said, guys, I don't know. I didn't buy the TV, so I can't tell you from my experience. But I was just there and I seen those TVs for $128 and they were flying off the shelf. This is what happens when you want to participate in the Matrix and watch things that's not doing nothing for your brain and just put you in a... Shut up!
Jingle Bells is not a Christmas song. Keep listening. It was written by James Pierpont in 1857. He is the uncle of none other than J.P. Morgan. The song was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh, but years later it was renamed Jingle Bells, the version we all associate with Christmas today. But here's the part most people never hear. James Pierpont was most famous for writing songs for minstrel shows. If you didn't know, minstrel shows were a form of popular entertainment in the United States during the 19th and early 20th centuries, and they are now widely recognized as racist and harmful. They typically involved white performers wearing blackface. Dark makeup meant to caricature black people. The shows portrayed stereotyped, exaggerated, and dehumanizing images of black Americans, often presenting them as lazy, ignorant, overly musical, or comic figures. These portrayals were not accidental. They helped normalize racist attitudes and justified segregation and discrimination during that era. The book Worldwide Famous Minstrel and Plantation Songs, published in 1882, includes the original song One Horse Open Sleigh. The book is still accessible today. This is the iron collar with bells which is displayed in Bullock Museum. Devices like this were used to deter enslaved people from attempting to escape, as the bells would alert slave catchers to movement. And this is a one-horse open sleigh. I'll let you use your imagination for this one. So, no. Next time you hear this song, please remember, this is not and never has been a Christmas song.
Wow. Now, I never knew that. So the slave was considered a workhorse with the jingle bells around his collars. Yo, okay, I'm gonna stay. Wow. I used to be a Knicks fan. Not after seeing this nigga. Did you see what he did with his thumb? That's not something you just random. Yo, that is no.
This is the war they never taught
Find
us.
a new team.
From 1492 to 1775, America wasn't discovered. It was invaded. Not by one country, by 7. Russia came through Alaska. The Netherlands took parts of Canada. Britain and England worked both east and west.
Pay attention. Lightning bolts being perfect shit UFO sky. Upside down pyramid, huh? Did it just attach to a bigger? What the?
Have you guys seen this experiment where you can not only test if the people around you are NPCs, but if you yourself are? Check this out. And if you don't know what an NPC is, basically, in the video game world, it's someone that's not being controlled by a person, just a random computer-generated thing. And in the real world, same thing. Maybe just someone that's not being controlled by a soul. So I heard this experiment on a podcast, and I thought it was kind of crazy until I tried it out myself. And it has to do with apples. And you can probably use any object, but for our purposes, we're going to stick with apples. So there are going to be multiple layers to what I'm going to ask you to imagine. And depending on how far you can imagine it, might just depend on if you're an NPC or not. So with this blank screen, I want you to picture a red apple here. Can you picture a red apple? If you can, great. So far, you're not an NPC. Next, I'd like you to think of that red apple, and in your mind, you can close your eyes if you need to. Think of that apple as green. Can you change it to a green apple? Can you see a green apple without looking at it? Now stick with me. We're getting to the good parts here. If you can picture a red apple and then a green apple, great. But here's where a lot of people get stuck, and I'm taking away the image here. I want you to picture that green apple in your mind. And can you go in and can you pick up that apple? Can you manipulate it? Can you move it around? Can you, in your mind...
Oh man, what's the rest of the test?
Look at that shit. Once you find out what that shit means, it's gonna be even scarier. Oh nah. Nah. So did you see the video of the devilfish? The fish that they are calling the devilfish swimming to the surface? And do you know what that fish symbolizes? Alright, if you ain't see it, look at this shit right here. First of all, let's start with scientists saying that you are not even supposed to ever see that fish that close to land. They're saying that there's no way that that fish should be up that high. That fish usually swims between 200 and 2,000 meters down. What is that fish doing here? So they noticed this fish between Greece and Spain. Now you gotta ask yourself what's going on with Greece. Since January 27th, there have been more than 1,000 earthquakes in Greece. They're saying that seeing this fish could be a call from the Most High. Seeing that fish, the devilfish, that close to the surface would be a once in a lifetime thing. So now you gotta ask yourself, what's going on? Why is that fish here? I guess we're gonna find out. I'm out.
This magazine page shouldn't exist.
Wow.
And by the end, you'll see why. It started with an old magazine page filled with strange, unsettling photographs. As I zoomed in, one image stood out immediately. A massive humanoid silhouette lying face down in an endless desert. Too large to ignore, too detailed to dismiss. I opened Google Maps and began searching for where this image could have come from. Zooming out, then slowly back in, following empty land and forgotten terrain. That path led me to the Gobi Desert in China. From above, the desert looks lifeless. No movement, no landmarks. Then the shape appears. A colossal human-like form pressed into the sand. You can see the head, the shoulders, the body stretched unnaturally across the ground.
That looked like an infant.
It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look accidental. It looks like something that fell from the sky.
And yet again, Arizona, Grand Canyon, we see another door.
I really want to take a trip to the Grand Canyon. I don't know if, again, it's as real as AI. Y'all tell me, what do y'all think in the comments below? But, I think the Grand Canyon has so many hidden secrets. That's why they don't let us in there.
On the cliff side of this canyon, there's something there. That is a door. That is not something natural. Something is going on. I guess it's always been going on. What do you think is in there? Something is in there. Someone made that.
Y'all tell me.
Listen to this.
You know, if I was Satan and I wanted to trick the world, you know what I would do? I would read the Bible and I would see how much God mentions Israel. And then what I would do is, right, us knowing that Israel is a person, right, Jacob, right, I would take it and I would make it a place, right? I would make Israel a place if I was Satan. And then I would make people think that this is the place that God was referring to in the Bible from the Old Testament on. Or make people think that this place is blessed. I would make people think that the people of this place is God's people. And then you know what I would do? I would make these people my own if I were Satan. I would make the people of Israel my people if I was Satan. Everyone would revere the people in Israel. Everyone would respect them. Everyone would go along with what they're saying, especially the Christian. Then everyone would be deceived to believe that the people in Israel are God's people and everyone needs to bow down to them and give them everything. Then on the other side of it, the whole world would respect them and then they would run the entire world. Then I would create the narratives and say, oh, no, the bloodline is a Jewish bloodline. Instead of saying the Jews spread out around the world, no. I would say that, no, it's a Jewish bloodline. It's the Jewish bloodline that Jesus came from, actually. And then with that being said, I would carry out a whole bunch of atrocities that would make people think that it's God doing it. So then the people who are Christian and believe in God, they will think that they should agree with the atrocities that's going on and they should be on the same side as Israel. But guess what? The people who don't agree with what Israel is doing, they will hate God. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I think I just cracked Satan's code.
Interesting. That almost sounds like it's real life, actually, huh?
Y'all tell me. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. This is another episode of T Mike React. Man, y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments below. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video.